It's the financial abuse of older adults, and it's the most common form of abuse towards older adults. Elder financial abuse typically occurs over an extended period of time, and it can include the use of or control of the individual's money or their investments through undue pressure or through illegal or unauthorized acts.
It could be a misuse of a joint account. Could be taking that debit card and going around tapping $100 at a time. We're also making sure that we're thinking about where people can't access their own funds. So it may not be that all the money has been taken away, but the access has been taken away.
Here are some of the indicators that you should keep an eye out for. There's a new person in their life that they quickly get close to and depend on for advice. Or they mention they're helping out a friend or a caregiver financially.
Another red flag is, large amounts of money being moved around. This is particularly true we've seen when it comes to online accounts. Some warning signs of that emotional or psychological abuse that would pair with financial abuse. Someone being really emotionally upset or really agitated on the one hand. On the other hand, they could be very withdrawn or non-communicative or unusually unresponsive.
One of the key signs of investment fraud is when someone offers you an investment that promises high returns with little to no risk. There is no such thing as a high return investment with little or no risk. Fraudsters will apply the pressure. They may tell you there's no time to ask for advice and that you have to sign something quickly if you want to get in. They may say that others are benefiting from the investment while you are just sitting on the sidelines. So if someone is pressuring you to make a decision, be suspicious.
Elder financial abuse and other forms of elder abuse have skyrocketed during COVID-19. One of the very first things that happened was, as we were trying to understand what this pandemic or this illness was at the very beginning, we were having COVID-specific scams to seniors right off the start. As a result of this pandemic, we know that people's challenges are being layered upon them. So we're seeing a caring older person who's trying to help out family members. That's a financial strain in many cases. We're seeing people having to stay home with their abusers. That's an increased risk.
Older adults face additional barriers to reporting and to getting help due to some of the challenges they face, like isolation, cognitive decline, or fear. So drawing attention to this important issue is vital because the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has actually forced many older adults to become even more isolated.
As businesses have struggled, we've seen that older people have been asked to co-sign loans or be guarantors, often with the family home or investments as security on that transaction. Again, many older people have no idea what that means, and we're starting to see people where those loans and guarantees have been called in and now they're left homeless. Prior to COVID-19, about 1 in 6 people were abused and neglected, we expect, and that has gone down probably to about 1 in 3 or 1 in 4. It's massively underreported during the time both of COVID-19 and before.
Older adults who don't have wide social networks, they are at risk because fraudsters often isolate them, discouraging them from reporting abuse or suspicious investments.
One of the other barriers that people will come to is that they're concerned what's going to happen. And that is a valid concern. It's not clear and cut. It could be just one issue of a whole bunch of issues. Most family members don't want their loved ones or even their not so loved ones to be hauled off to jail, and they're worried that a criminal justice response is something that they don't want. And so because they don't know what is going to happen, sometimes people just live with it. And of course, nobody should have to live with it.
It's not always easy to discuss finances openly, and it could be even more difficult to talk about financial abuse. But creating a safe space and asking questions to figure out what's going on can go a very long way.
We think of it as a funnel. Start broad and try to understand what's going on. Has somebody new come into your life that has been taking your accounts over? Do you ever feel uncomfortable or worried? Have you ever been asked to sign a loan or be a guarantor for somebody? Come at it with respect. Check for your read on whether or not you think that they have the mental capacity to engage in that. See if there's a trusted contact person on file if that person themselves is not able to answer.
A trusted contact person is someone that you have authorized as a point of contact for your investment advisor. It's important to know that your trusted contact person cannot make financial decisions on your behalf, nor can they make changes to your account. They also cannot be given access to your account information. Your investment advisor may contact your trusted contact person if they have any concerns that you are being financially exploited, or if you're showing signs of diminished mental capacity. To report investment fraud or any suspicious activity, call the BC Securities Commission at 604-899-6854 or 1-800-373-6393. You can find links to our online complaint form at bcsc.bc.ca or on the BC Securities Commission's investor education website, investorite.org.
Elder abuse and neglect happens all the time. And what we're seeing is partners like the BCSC and others really lean in and try to make sure that we're destigmatizing this conversation.